Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of the SHIB Worldwide 50/50 raffle. We're going to get right into today's session, but before we get into it, we're going to do the live stream update for everybody. This is Sunday. Everybody knows what Sunday means. Cut the music. Right. Sunday means what? Sunday usually means Sunday sell-off. Right. We have a Sunday sell-off. Which is the opposite of what we're seeing in SHIB right now. What we're seeing is a little bit of a consolidation between the 1200 to 1246, 1250 in that range for today, which is awesome. And we are getting ready for a massive blast off in SHIB with the accumulation of SHIB happening right now. That's going on right now through the new wallet addresses that are coming out and buying SHIB, which is awesome. We enhance that ability for everybody to take part in that. Remember that treat SHIB like a lottery ticket. I know that we host a SHIB 50/50 raffle ticket, but we tell everybody that you don't need to put a lot of money into it to give you a lot of money in the present future, because you are like extremely early in SHIB. Like, you're not able to buy it at 7 zeros, but you are able to buy it at extremely low valuations, right? So we are going to talk about the SHIB raffle update. We're going to talk about the live stream event show that's happening right now for your viewing pleasure. And yes, we're going to get into some humor on the channel, and we're going to get into some humor on speculations, because I think that speculations on SHIB are awesome, not awesome, with everything that's due, and being proactive with SHIB is awesome. And it has exactly the same amount of content as other influencers have. But we do everything live. So please keep that in mind, that we do everything live for everybody that's watching. So without further ado, we're going to get into today's show. We are all about making sure that everybody on the planet understands what the raffle is all about. The raffle is simply this, is to enhance your wealth. That's it. Okay. We want to make sure that everybody has a chance of being extremely wealthy. And with SHIB, it gives you that ability. It gives you more ability in owning SHIB than any other currency, any other company, it is that far advanced. It is unbelievable. It's got zero mistakes. So it doesn't have a CEO or CFO that is going to go behind your back and start liquidating the shares, because it doesn't have any to do that with. Okay, so you can rest assured that that will never happen. The only thing that you have to worry about is your exchange. Okay, that's it. Your exchange could, in fact, withhold your funds if you try and cash out. And that's on them, right? And to be aware of that concept. That's why everybody tells you the exact same thing. Please invest responsibly. Right now with SHIB, a lottery ticket's worth is very responsible. SHIB goes up, you make a lot of money. If it goes down, you didn't lose anything. Well, $20, okay, or $30 or $40, or if you're doing it like a lottery ticket and you're buying it every week, or bi-weekly or monthly, or every 2 months or 3 months, you're buying SHIB on that prospectus, you're setting yourself up for massive returns on your money. Now, with that being said, though, do you want a dollar cost averaging going up? They say in prospectus to the market values that makes perfect sense. I'm going to tell you that, yes, that makes perfect sense if you're only keeping it to a lottery ticket's worth. So please keep that in mind, right? So $20 every 2 weeks, or $50 every 2 weeks, or $25 every month, or $10 every month, or $30 or $40 every 2 months, right? You keep it in prospectus. If you do that constantly, you don't care. Okay, it's adding value every single day. So you are going to make money, and you're going to make an exceptional amount of money. How fast are you going to make it? Well, that depends on a few things. Now, the raffle takes off, we start selling tickets, you might want to get in really fast. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have this influx of people coming in, and they are going to buy up all the SHIB because they start to see what the Raffle's doing. The Raffle's reducing SHIB circulating supply constantly. As more and more people become aware of it, and we're reducing the circulating supply of SHIB at the same time. So we're having more people coming in, which is going to cause more demand. It's going to cause more liquidity, and it's going to cause more people that understand what that means. That means that there's less supply, going to drive up demand, and every single person on the planet, and this planet, wants to make money. So, and they don't understand that value adding concept yet. If they did, SHIB wouldn't be where it is. It would be at all-time highs, testing all new time highs all the time. And it's not there. And until, like what we said before, once it got to $350 billion market cap, then it would side up. But you got to keep in mind, that's all dependent on how many people are coming in and how much is being reduced. Those are your two things you need to watch for constantly with SHIB. Okay. The other one that you want to keep in mind of is the Etherscan. How many organizations are starting to buy SHIB? So that's the other one that you want to keep a close eye on, because once that starts to breach a certain amount, they're going to take it away from you, and they're going to try and convince you. They've already done it. Look where it is right now. Look at the price. It's constantly adding value. It's always being reduced. So if it's constantly adding value and it's constantly being reduced with the amount of wallet holders coming in and the amount that's being reduced, what does that tell you? What does that tell everybody on the planet? What does that tell you, right? So it tells you that you don't have that much time, right? That's what it should tell every single person that's out there. It should tell you that. It should automatically instigate that for you, that you don't have much time to get into SHIB. But with only 1.5 million wallet holders, you have all the time in the world. But when you start seeing that going up 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 100,000, 200,000 new wallet holders every single day, then you know for a fact that people are starting to take notice of this value. And it has massive repercussions for every single person on the planet. It's got massive liquidity that will give it to you. That's why we say that we want to make you wealthy. We want to get you educated in SHIB as quickly as possible, get you into these videos as soon as possible, and get you on your way as quickly and as abruptly as possible, so that you can start doing your research on exchanges. You can start doing your research on trust wallets and DeFi wallets, and get your information on ledgers, because you want to pick the right ledger. You want to go and check out a few versions. It's just like getting a lawyer. You want to get a couple opinions. Same thing when you go get your car appraised for damages. You want to get a couple appraisals before you go and have it fixed. Exact same idea. You want to go to a few of them before taking part in them. Now, I was in the Philippines recently, and massive shout out to the Philippines, by the way. Yes, I am Will, your host of the SHIB Worldwide 50/50 raffle, and yes, we are live. And I have not shared this with anybody. I got to share this. Please stand by. We're going to rock you in here. And I got to do massive shout outs to the world, right? Can't forget about the world, my friends, because we are a worldwide event. Yeah, so please hang in there. We're going to share this. Got to let everybody know we are live. Yeah, sorry about that. Got to woo! Gotta let everybody know we're doing this because SHIB doesn't have, like we said before, SHIB does not have its own advertising agency. So it's up to the influencers like myself to enhance your ability to make informed decisions in stocks, market, bonds. Gurus give you that inside information into what's going on. The only currency that's adding value every single day or constantly, most likely constantly, because it's not every day, right? We don't always grow in wallet holders every single day. What we have been the last 8-9 days. Today we've had a little bit of retraction. We're down about 150 wallet holders. That's nothing. We grow more than we lose. So if that makes any difference to you. And yes, we've increased our burns today, but they're not significant. So we didn't want to get into the burns, but we do want to get into the people that are out there and saying the predictions, because I think they're funny. So we're going to get into the predictions. Okay. Okay, we're going to do massive shout outs here in a second because I know everybody's out there listening and taking part in today's events. And I want to do a massive shout out to our good friend Disclosure for yesterday. That was so nice of him. And I do apologize for not listening to the conversation. It's very important to pay attention to what's going on around you at all times. I got a lot going on with me, and I'm not well, so I'm going to blame it on not being well. Sorry, Disclosure. But yeah, thank you so much for pointing that out. And I'm looking at it. I did do a little bit of research on it yesterday. That being said, though, they want you to, what's the word I'm looking for? Do more exposure. So they want from me is what they want from what I understand, what they want from me is to go into their platform and then possibly purchase it. And with me, it's all about testing it before I purchase it, because there's a lot of information that's out there that's really, really bad. And then you purchase it and then you don't like it. It's like, well, you can, you don't have to pay for it. It's like, yeah, I understand that. But from my point of view, I don't like wasting time either. So, right? Like, who does, right? Who likes wasting time? I don't. Massive love shout out to Babe's channel. Massive love shout out to Rowena. Massive love shout out to DJ Ryan. Massive love shout out to Jonathan, Paul, Krish, Vishaw. Massive love shout out to Joe and Ramel. Yeah, massive love shout out to Rowena. Woo! Big thumbs up. Yes, we want everybody to succeed in SHIB. No word about it. The faster you get in, the faster you'll understand that, and the faster everybody will grow in wealth. It's just that simple. You get enhanced in SHIB, you understand that the valuations right now are extremely cheap, period. We're sitting at $7.5 billion market cap. We should be sitting at $350 billion market cap, and there's a reason for that market cap, by the way, guys. That $350 billion market cap protects you. And it solidifies all those exchanges that are holding your money. So when we say $350 billion market cap, what that means? Hey, I'm back. Yeah, Rowena, massive love shout out to you. Massive love shout out to Babe's channel. Massive love shout out to Jason Cox, Prince Williams. Massive love shout out to you, Gabriel. Massive love shout out to you, Leah. Massive love shout out to you. Massive love shout out to Aiden. Massive love shout out to North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Philippines. My brothers and sisters in the Philippines, massive love shout out to you. We miss you so much. We wish everyone could be here. Unfortunately, we can't bring you all here right now. Maybe when SHIB gets to $10, that might be a reality, right? Might get you all here, or we might just be there. Well, the weather is so nice there. Like it was plus 28 was the lowest day that we were there, and it was raining, and it was still 26 degrees, and it was only 26 degrees for a few hours. So the amount of excitement, and please watch the Facebook page to look up for the updates, because I will have the drone activity from the Philippines that will be on there for everybody to watch. Now, I will be posting it, and I will be giving it to my son, Ethan, and he should be posting it on his channel. Now, I don't know when that's going to be, but probably shortly after it goes to Facebook, I would think. Right. So without further ado, we're going to get into the big shout outs for the world. Oh, and then we want to share some information, and we're going to get into the predictions, because I know everybody likes predictions, and we're going to make some fun. We're going to have some fun with predictions, because we love predictions, especially when it comes to SHIB. This is taking forever. Speed to sick. Do 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 do. So massive love shout to Jamaica, Trinidad. We have not mentioned them in a long time, if we have at all. Wow. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Party hats, everybody. We're going to get right into today's show. Sorry it's taking so long. I didn't want to, this is technical difficulty time, but yeah, this was supposed to be massive love shout out to the world. We want to say massive love shout out to Canada, massive love shout out to the United States, Mexico, Argentina, Brazil. Massive love shout out to massive love shout out to. I want to make sure we get everybody. Now, we had 3 hits yesterday on the website, which is awesome. We are a far cry. We want to make we get 3,000. And for some reason, this just loves to lag. Like really bad. Really bad. So massive love to Venezuela, massive love show to Colombia, massive love show to El Salvador, massive love show to Greenland, massive love show to Nicaragua, El Salvador, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, massive love shout out to France, Portugal, Spain, Morocco, massive love shout out to you, massive love shout out to Algeria, Tanzania, Libya, Egypt, massive love shout out to Nigeria, Nigerians, massive love shout out to Mali, massive love shout out to the Ivory Coast, massive love shout out to Sudan, Chad, Ethiopia, massive love shout out to you. Massive love show to Kenya. Massive love show to Tanzania. Massive love show to Zimbabwe. Massive love show to Zambia. Massive love show to Bosnia. Massive love show to Angola. Massive love show to South America. Massive love show to Madagascar. Massive love show to Yemen. Oman. Massive love show to you. Massive love show to Egypt, Iraq, Iran, Turkey, Georgia. Massive love show to you. Massive love show to Bulgaria, massive love shout out to Ukraine. Lithuania, massive love shout out to Estonia, massive love shout out to Colombia, massive love shout out to, who is this here? Germany, France, Spain, UK, United Kingdom, massive love shout out to you. Ireland, massive love shout out to you. Scotland, massive love shout out to you. Iceland, massive love shout out to you. Norway, Sweden, Finland, massive love shout out to you. Russia, Mother Russia, massive love shout out to you. Kazakhstan, massive love shout out to you. Mongolia, Czechoslovakia, massive love shout out to you. Massive love shout out to Japan. Massive love shout out to Thailand. Our prayers are with you in Thailand. Jordan, massive love shout out to you. Syria, massive love shout out to you. Vietnam, massive love shout out to you. Massive love shout out to Indonesia. Massive love shout out to the Philippines. Massive love shout out to Australia, New Zealand. Massive love shout out to you. Antarctica, massive love shout out to you. And the whole world. We're going to break it down for you. North America, South America, Africa, massive love shout out to you. Europe, massive love shout out to you. Asia, massive love shout out to you. Middle East, massive love shout out to you. Australia, massive love shout out to you. And of course, we don't want to miss the Antarctica, right? So we want to make sure we say it at least once. If you haven't heard your name, make sure that you post it in the comments so that we don't miss you the next time. And Jamaica and Trinidad, we mentioned big shout out to you, of course, from Canada, from the world, right? We are a worldwide event. We make sure that everybody gets heard here. We want to make sure that the entire world hears us. And we're talking about hosting the 50-50 raffle tickets. And this is the time that we would have been coming on. No, we're a little late coming on. I agree that we are a little late coming on. And we know the tickets have not changed in price. Sorry about that. But with only 3 people coming in and viewing the website on a daily basis, we did change the amount of people in the wall holders. So we did do that for you. We did that for everybody. We also keep in mind of what's going on in the world. So we want to do that. And then we're going to do a bunch of laughs here because this is what we're going to talk about tonight is the predictions. And of course, with SHIB, it's all worth some giggles, right? Every time we have these little events where there's a brief statement about what SHIB should be, where the price will be in the next few years, no one knows that for facts, especially with something that's constantly adding value and more people finding out about that value, because that's what we want to do is we want to make sure that everybody has a chance to be extremely wealthy. That's the bottom line. So if it's constantly adding value, how can you predict it? Exactly, you can't, right? So it depends on how much is burned and how many people realize it and how many people start to understand what that means for the whole entire marketplace with that value, and then how people value that value. Because right now that value is being heavily underrated. Like you can't, the profanity is huge when it comes to SHIB, right? So it's the amount that it's being underrated right now or undercut is extremely bearish. And there's a reason for that, right? It's because someone's trying to drive everyone to something else. They don't want you buying SHIB because they know it's adding value. They just can't see it for themselves. Okay, so it's like I'm trying to sell you. I got this beautiful, what's the word? Not the word, what the phrase, right? Trying to get that phrase for everybody to understand what that phrase means. I want you to buy this Lamborghini, but you're focused on the Ferrari. Okay, but I really want you to buy the Lamborghini. And the Ferrari's old. It's 4 years old. The Lamborghini's brand new. And I want you to buy the Lamborghini. But it's got no backing, and it's got, but the problem is that the Ferrari's old. And it hasn't done anything. It's not going to go anywhere. It hasn't performed. Well, it's still performing. We're adding more and more stuff to it, making it going faster. No, I don't care about that. I want the Lamborghini. Well, they're trying to focus you on the Lamborghini instead of the Ferrari. And I'm trying to get you to come back to the reality that the Ferrari is going up in value every single day because there's none around anymore. That Ferrari is gone and it's never coming back. The blueprints are gone. The engine is a unique engine. It's the only one of its kind, and it goes like the bat out of hell. But the problem is people don't see the value in it because it's only going up by about $500 or $600. It's not even going up; it's going down. Okay, the price is going down, but the value is going up. The value is worth more because it's limited edition, but no one sees that because everybody's focused on the Lamborghini. Okay, so that's exact same idea. So what's happening is everybody's focused on the Lamborghini. They want you to focus on the Lamborghini because the Lamborghini is new. It's brand new. And it's got all these little functions with it that the Ferrari doesn't have. But the problem is with the Lamborghini is there's 18,000 of them. Okay? They want you to focus on that one because that's the one they're trying to sell you. SHIB is constantly adding value, but it's not being reflected in the price. So you want to buy the Lamborghini or the Ferrari. And the Ferrari is only one of a kind. But the Lamborghini is everybody's trying to sell you on it. So they're trying to get you to focus away from it, saying, hey, listen, it's not going anywhere. It's not doing anything. It's gone down in value. It's not gone up in value. It's gone up in value, but it hasn't gone up in price. The price does not match the value because people are looking at it going like, I don't like paying this much money for SHIB. But it's because everybody's trying to get you to focus on something else. It's exactly what it is. So there's predictions out there. Okay, so the predictions have come out today, which is funny. Okay, they're making predictions for 2020. For 2030, five more years away between 2530 and 2535, saying that SHIB should hit 405. And what's the most optimistic? The most optimistic is 4077, and we're saying no. We're saying SHIB should be flying through the roof. Why? Why should SHIB be flying? Constantly reducing its circulating supply, always adding value. With every reduction in SHIB circulating supply, two things should be happening. One is people start realizing what that value added means. And when they see that value being added by the reduction in SHIB circulating supply, more people should be piling into SHIB. End of story. So how would you be able to predict the price on people finding out whether or not it's a buy or not? Do I like the Ferrari or do I like the Lamborghini? Now, a lot of people would say, well, the Lamborghini, if it's cost 4 zeros, 1, 2, it can't be worth much. That's exactly it. People just don't see the value. They're underrating it. That's what I mean by underrating it. They're looking at it going, that can't be a Ferrari. It's got to be a kit car. And then the Lamborghini, someone selling you it looks like a Lamborghini, but it's actually a toy box that looks like a Lamborghini because it's brand new and no one's driven it before and no one owns it, but they made a crap load of them and they can make as much as they want. That's the other thing, right? So if somebody can make as much as they want of it, and that means stocks, it means bonds, means bonds is basically debt. So please keep that in mind. When you buy a bond, usually it's company's debt that you're buying, or because they've gotten into this concept where bonds are actually good and that you're actually getting the backing of the company. It's like buying their asset class. That's why they like it, because it's backed by their assets. So if you buy the bond, you're buying the debt, but that's secured through their assets. So if something happens to the company and they liquidate, you have the bonds, and the bonds become the real estate value of each of the sections that they own. So then all of a sudden you can sell it for more than what you got it for. But with SHIB, you got to get away from SHIB. It's to understand what's going on, right? So when SHIB has these predictions, we always love the predictions because they're so far-fetched that they don't keep into the reality of what those actually mean. And we don't make predictions because this is exactly why. It makes it's basically assumptions, and everybody knows what assumptions are, right? Assumptions are, yeah, they make a joke out of you, make a joke out of me, and that's what they're good for. Is a good joke, because that's what they are. You can't predict something that's always constantly adding value. The fact that SHIB is sold off is ridiculous. It should be in the same framework as gold when you think about it. BTC and SHIB should be almost identical when it comes to chart fluctuations. So if Bitcoin goes up 1 cent, SHIB should go up 1 cent. But because SHIB is so underrated, it doesn't matter, right? We're so low on the spectrum. If we were at that $350 billion market cap, we would be in that range. We would be that 1 cent, 2 cent, 1%, 2% reduction as things go on. But as more reductions happen, certain things should happen. We should be gaining in what? It should tick up. Every time there's a reduction, doesn't matter how small or what, it should be ticking upward. Now, it might not only tick up 2-3%, but it would be different than the market range because it's constantly adding that value for every single holder out there. So that's where it becomes an issue, right? So when we hear, oh, it should be at 4 zeros between 1,000, 4 zeros 1,000 to 4 zeros 7, all of a sudden that put that perspective, and then all of a sudden they come out and say, okay, well, in the next 5-10 years. What? Right. Next 5 or 10 years. What? Are you kidding me? You're telling me 8 billion people on the planet, and not any of them are going to find out about SHIB. That's what you're saying. Massive love shout out to Babe's channel. Woo! Thank you, Babe's channel. Massive love shout out to you too. Massive love shout out to Rowena. Thumbs up to you too. Where are the others? Exactly. Where are the others? They're all in hiding. Sunday is okay day. SHIB should always be moving in what direction? Up. We always say this, up. And for someone to make a prediction on SHIB is kind of like you're just stabbing yourself in the foot before you even lift it off the ground. Yeah. You are not even like, it makes zero sense. SHIB should never sell off in the first place. SHIB should always be moving in what direction? Upward. Always upward. Why? Because it's constantly removing its circulating supply, guys. It's constantly building on its people. Hey, Jason! Woo! Good to see you, brother. Thank God I'm not alone. Yes, predictions. We're talking about predictions, and you have to make fun of these ones because these ones are hilarious. 5 years, and we're predicting 5 times your money. You are insane. So one, they believe that no one's going to find out about SHIB, or maybe 1 more million find out about SHIB in 5 years. I think that's insanity. I honestly think that's insanity. I don't know what you, but that's the gist of it. So 5 times your money, 5 times your money can happen just like that, guys, in a heartbeat. Just so everybody knows. Can it go 10 times your money in a heartbeat? Well, it would take a couple heartbeats, but yes. soon as people start to realize reducing the circulating supply increases their value, it's going to be exponential. And then they're going to be like, what's going on with SHIB? And there'll be all kinds of predictions telling it that it's overvalued. And there'll be all kinds of people telling you all kinds of different stuff and trying to get you to sell your SHIB. Buy this instead. And you're probably going to hear from, the most surprising is you probably hear it from the exchanges themselves, because they're going to be wanting to buy as much SHIB as they can get their hands on at that point. And that's the truth of it. Everybody wants to make more money than you. And those that, this goes for everybody in the world, right? Those that want to make money know that cryptocurrency is heavily influenced. And it doesn't take anything to scare the market. Like it takes like just a breath of air to scare the market. And then it forces them down. Only so someone else can buy it all. That's the truth of it. Look what happened to SHIB. SHIB should never sell off like it did. And it still did. It's the only cryptocurrency, only company. It's not a company. It's the only currency that's actually giving you back money in your pocket. And how many people are aware of that? Right, Jason? How many people are aware of that? And then somebody to come up and make a prediction on that. Like, that's ridiculous. There's so many variables at play when it comes to SHIB that you can't keep track of all of them. I gave you 12, right? There's like 20 or 30 different avenues here, because each country has their own code. In Landed Emirates, United Land Emirates have like there's zero taxes on cryptocurrency, zero taxes. I'm like shocked because of the amount of money they have. They haven't sunk everything into SHIB and bought it all from all of you, like stole it from you, only to manipulate it and use it for control. Like, I am baffled. How come they haven't done it? And it only costs them right now, $7 billion, $8 billion, $9 billion to buy it from you. Like, that's insanity. Mind you, they'd have to buy it from Robinhood exchanges, because Robinhood has a massive amount of SHIB on their balance books. Same thing with crypto.com and Binance. They have massive amounts of SHIB on their balance books. But it would give them a leg up, and they'd have to buy it from India, but I don't think they would have too much of a problem buying 35 trillion from India. They would make them a deal, pretty much backdoor deal on SHIB. They probably offer them 3 times what the value is right now, and they would probably go for it. Even though they didn't sell a single SHIB when it was at 38, 3900, they didn't sell a single SHIB at that price. So that being said, that's very interesting. But yeah, they might not, but I'm pretty sure that they would probably go for it, especially when it's at 12 or 14 or around, between 12 and 18. That would still be a massive amount of purchasing power that they would hold over. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm shocked that none of these companies or organizations or countries have taken it on. Like, I was shocked that Turkey didn't do that, take on SHIB, because it was so cheap when they were looking at it, because it was at 5 zeros when they were looking. But you know what they said? It's too volatile. Yeah, but do any of you know why it's so volatile? Just one look at the price tells you that. Look at the volatility. If it was in the $350 billion market cap, it wouldn't be this volatile. It would be sitting there waiting for the next big move, next big catalyst. No, the next big reduction in SHIB circulating supply. If it was a billion SHIB at that point, that would drive it up 5%. So every time there's a reduction in SHIB circulating supply by a billion SHIB, yeah, you'd see a 5% move up or 10% move up. And then you see a 5% retraction or an 8% retraction. You would still see that fluctuation, but it would be very, very small. Remember, SHIB is not BTC. SHIB does not have a halving. It's constantly removing its circulating supply. The rest of the world hasn't caught on to it. They don't even understand it. And Clay Bro was still calling SHIB a meme, which is beyond me. well, it's still a meme coin. It's like, it's a currency. I'm sorry. Anything that's adding value constantly, and if he goes, well, it's not adding value. Well, I'm sorry. It's not adding value. So how would you explain, and this goes for everybody, right? How would you explain this? If something's reducing its circulating supply, isn't it opposite of printing money? Isn't it the opposite of minting more money? And if they're devaluing their currency by printing more money, and SHIB is reducing its circulating supply, and it can't ever replenish it, ever. So what could we say then? You're going to say that, well, no, they are devaluing their money when they mint more coins, and they're devaluing their dollar when they print more money. But you're saying they're not adding value when they're reducing the circulating supply? Of course they're adding value. And the more people that come in and take it on as a currency, of course you're adding more value. So SHIB's doing both of it at the same time. So you can't say one and not the other. It's not half, the glass is half empty, half full, and it's still half. It's still half. You still got to call it like it is. It's still adding value. You can't possibly sit there and say on the sidelines and say one has got nothing to do with the other. That's the whole point of this, the whole prospectus on it. That's why we talk about it all the time on the channel. We want to make sure that everybody understands that concept. That's why we say that. That's why we come out and we prove it to you time and time again, day after day. And we laugh at, of course, we all will laugh, Jason, we all have to have a good laugh at people with predictions, because listen, I don't know what Jason's going to do tomorrow. I can't predict the future. Maybe he wins the lottery tonight. Maybe, he comes into some money and he wants to stick something in something, or he wants to go and buy a house, or he wants to go into real estate. I don't know. And this is the other thing we talked about too. This is why we use real estate, because real estate usually gains more value, right? The more you hold, the more you own, the more it's worth. SHIB's just like that. You're holding it. It's being reduced. So if you want to sell it at a lower cost and you want to go buy something else, you remember that you're doing this, right? We said this, Jason, before. If you're holding SHIB and it's constantly adding value and you want to sell that value, make sure that you're buying something of equal or more value. There's nothing equal or more value. I'm sorry. Like right now, you could say that, well, because it's not, the price is not being reflected. Somebody wants to sell it for less, knock yourself out, knock your socks off. Everybody has their out, everybody has their position, everybody knows what they want. It hasn't caught on yet. I'm sorry it hasn't, but we're trying to push the envelope on it. More companies should be promoting it, absolutely, because it is adding value, and the fact that they haven't just baffles me. They're more interested in promoting their own coin than promoting something that's already a substantial, that's already got backing, and it's cheap as borscht. Like when you think about it, to come up with a coin, you got to spend a couple $100,000. You got to come up and spend $10,000 to $15,000 to build your own coin. Then you have to pay people to influencers, or have someone who's influenced to promote your coin. Why not just promote SHIB? It does the exact same thing. It does it better, faster than anything you could ever put out there, and come up with a plan to reduce the circulating supply. That's all you have to do. And you don't have to do it on your own. You can have someone else do it for you. That's the whole thing, right? Like Ferrari, Lamborghini, Porsche, what other, Ford Motor Company could reduce SHIB circulating supply, and they could do it based on materials that they buy. They could do it on every car purchase. We're going to do 4% or 1% or 0.5% or 0.1% on every single car that we sell is going to reduce the SHIB circulating supply. Now, would that get the influence of SHIB? But the reason why they're doing it isn't because it benefits everybody in SHIB. They're doing it because they own massive amounts of SHIB. That's the only reason why any of these companies or organizations are going to do it. They do it because they want your money. No, it's because they're making money and they understand the concept. And it's not their money that they're burning. You have to understand that whole perspective is the corporations are going to do it because it gives them money back in their pocket. They get to write that money off, period. So that's money back in their pocket they didn't have, and it's not their money because they're the ones, when they go and purchase something and they do it, that's different. Okay, that's different. But they still get to write that off as a corporate loss. Okay, so on every product that they buy or every enhancement that they put in, no, it's every time they do a sale. Okay, so is SHIB, so Jason Cox got a good question. So is Shiba Inu a crypto coin? SHIB is not a coin. It is a token, according to the according to Ethereum, right? So the tokenomics gives it more liquidity, more. Okay, so if you have a coin, Jason, and this goes for everybody. If you have a coin, the difference between a coin and a token can be used anywhere, on any exchange, on any evaluations. It can be traded anywhere. A coin doesn't have that dexterity. It does not have that flexibility. Like Bitcoin is a coin. Dogecoin is a coin. It's not a token, right? They have their own, like they're on their own. They're like an entity on themselves. So to trade that coin, you have to buy it from that exchange before they can trade it on that exchange. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, Jason. The token can be traded anywhere. Like you can trade the token on Solana. You can trade the token on, you can move it back and forth, right? It's got that much more flexibility, whereas a coin does not. But the other kick on the coin is the coin doesn't have any fees associated with it. So on its own, it has no fees associated with it. Tokens have fees associated with their exchanges. So not exchanges, sorry, with their blockchain. So because coins are on blockchains. Not coins, tokens are on blockchains. Sorry, getting mixed up. So like Solana, if it's on Solana, it's got token. Yeah, you can transfer it back and forth. It's very flexible. But there's an association of a fee that's associated with it. Tokens have fees associated with them. So yeah. So it's not a coin. A lot of people think that it's a coin, but I don't like to think of it either. Because SHIB basically is just a digital asset. It's like everything else. So if you look at your cards, it's all digital. All your money's sitting in your wallet. Yeah, you have access to it. It's a fiat currency. So of course, every country, you pay taxes on that. So you have it. So you understand that when you pay taxes, that gives you that ability to use it. So it gives it utility. SHIB doesn't have that ability as the same amount, but you were able to transfer it through your wire on your mobile devices. That was the whole point of having a crypto digital wallet, is so that we can move the money around in the digital space. Just like PayPal, just like, because you move your fiat currency to PayPal, you buy things with PayPal. And then now PayPal allows you to go and buy cryptocurrencies with their PayPal accounts. Now, that being said, there's also associated fees with PayPal. And because PayPal doesn't have a breakdown of the different sectors of the ability to transfer from fiat to cryptocurrencies, we can't use them on the raffle. So we can't. I asked about it and they banned me right away. Just so everybody understands the whole like PayPal thing. I don't know, Jason, if that was what you're asking about, but yeah, that's the difference between the coin and the tokenomics of the tokens and coins versus tokens. So gives you more diversification when you have a token. So like for me, it works really well for us, right, Jason? The SHIB Worldwide 50/50 raffle works really well for us because we can transfer it to anywhere at any time throughout the entire world, which is awesome. Up to there's a limit. Now in our country, they're allowing up to 10 million. Okay, $10 million worth of whatever. Bitcoin, $10 million worth of blah, blah, blah. Like that. Okay, after 10 million, then there's a hold. but they don't tell you what that hold is. Each country is different. I don't know what your country is. I don't know. And that's why we have to do a certain amount of winnings. Because if we have one winner and there was a billion SHIB or 100 billion SHIB, right, that's going to be over $10 billion. That's a problem because they could be waiting 3 weeks to a month before they can get their money. And it's not going to say pending. It's going to say waiting. And then because it says waiting, we'd have to wait a whole month to host another raffle out. Like that's the insanity part. So we didn't want to do that to have just one winner. That's why we wanted multiple winners. And you don't want one winner taking that much liquidity away from the rest of us. So if somebody won that much SHIB, they would control that much of SHIB. Does that make any sense to anybody? Yeah, that's a great question. No doubt about it. Thanks, Babe's channel. Yeah. So yeah, that's yay. Make sure you share that, Jason. But before you share it, make sure that you actually get crypto, right? So yeah, if you're making money, make sure you share that with everybody. We want to make sure everybody has a chance to make some money. If you're just playing games and you're making money with it, absolutely. If it's a new coin, if it's brand new coin and it's just been in the marketplace for like 6-7 months, then probably not share it unless you're making a lot. Has not started. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, just so that everybody's aware, because there are certain things that offer airdrops and coin drops, right? Just so everybody's aware that there's a lot of places that are offering it, but it's only to gain access to your trust wallets, and that's scary. So got to keep that in mind too, right? Usually with new stuff that's coming out, Jeremy Da Vinci got very, very lucky with his drop with Bitcoin years and years ago. He got airdropped, what was it, 100 Bitcoin. Now that 100 Bitcoin is worth a lot of money, but at that time it was only worth, like Bitcoin was only like 50 cents. So, 100 Bitcoin, $5. Woo! Right? You know what I'm saying? That's like getting airdropped a million SHIB, right? And then they want you to use your trust wallet. Make sure you go in there and get your trust wallet and then get your trust wallet account. Be very, very careful with that kind of stuff. If you don't know, don't do it. It's that simple. Make sure that you tell everybody too when you do find out stuff like that. And the best places to tell it to are people that are coming on constantly on these channels. Like if we were to get 30 to 40,000 people a day coming into this channel, that would be perfect time to push stuff like that out to everybody and do it a couple posts, not just one post. Make sure you do a lot of posts where you explain to people what that means, because you want to make sure that everybody doesn't fall for the same trap, right? Exactly. As soon as you hear something that's kind of funny or loophole or loopy, make sure you post those because we don't want to see anyone get, put in positions where we want to be integrity. We want to make sure that everybody, we're honest, we're truthful, that we're respected as a channel, as a best place to put your money and put your trust in us. Absolutely. That's exactly what we want. We want to make sure that everybody understands that concept. Anyway, I'm Will, your host. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Babe's channel. Thanks, Prince. Thanks, everybody, for coming in and taking part. Thanks, Disclosure. We're going to keep everything on the up and up today. And yes, this is Sunday, just so everybody knows. I'm going to say that again. It's Sunday, so take it with a grain of salt. I just put in my, just so everybody knows, I just started to do my 2 weeks of buying SHIB again. When it was up, I didn't see any point in it, but when it's down, I should have started it a little while ago. But we just got back from holidays, and I just started doing that today. So, and of course, we treat it like what, Jason? A lottery ticket, right? So every 2 weeks, We spend about $60 a week in lottery tickets. I didn't quite go that heavily with SHIB, but I did do some where we're starting to buy more SHIB every week. As long as it still remains under where I purchased, majority of where I purchased it at. And when I sell it, I have a hard time selling it because I'm under the illusion. I don't know about you guys, but I'm under the concept that SHIB should never go down. So I have a hard time selling it. And there's reasons for that, right? I'm expecting it to go through the roof. My expectations are that SHIB, the raffle's going to take off. If the raffle takes off, SHIB's it's going to 10 times your money pretty quick. 20 times your money within 2 months. In a heartbeat, right? It's a no-brainer, right? Once people start to realize the reduction in SHIB starting to happen constantly and more fluently, and it's happening all the time, they're going to want more and more SHIB. And then you're going to see people stick a lot of money in SHIB, because of that. And that will start the liquidity pool. And of course, with that would drive it through all-time highs fairly quickly. I would, once it started, like we talked about this, Jason, even if we did the minimum, okay, 20,625 SHIBs per night, we were to do just the minimum. That's 1,063 people throughout the world, which is insane. That's right now, that's 600 million SHIB every single day. You times it by 7 days, guys. 7 times 600 is 4.2 billion SHIB a week. Like, I want you to think about that. It's just the minimum. 4.2 billion a week. Times that by 4, right? Like, you're starting to get the picture, right? You're starting to understand what this means. So now people are trading it at this price for how long? Exactly. And they still don't get the concept that SHIB's constantly adding value. They don't fathom it until you start to do something about it. Then they get the picture. They're starting that the brain's starting to work. Now, if it's constantly adding value, shouldn't I be buying it, not selling it? Ding, 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 ding. The bell goes off. I'm ready to go, ready to rumble. Exactly. Everybody making money. Everybody making money. And then we show you the money. No, you are looking at the money and you're looking at it going, it's not there. You're not gaining the value in it. That's what's going on. You don't see that value. So that's the whole trick, right? Everybody's not seeing that value. So once that happens, everybody starts to kick in. And that's when SHIB takes off. And that's when people start to realize, wait a second, I was shorting this when I should have been long. Yes. I was trading it when I should have been buying. Yes. Hello. Right. The bells and whistles didn't go off then. But when the raffle takes over, then you get it. But with or without the raffle, it's going to happen anyway. But the raffle just makes it happen quickly. Very quickly, because we're actually reducing enormous amount of SHIB. So in 4 weeks, we would have 8.8 billion SHIB reduced in circulating supply. 16.8 billion SHIB reduced in circulating supply, right? Every month. So that would, when was the last time we had that kind of range of SHIB being reduced? And that's just the minimum. Just the minimum, Jason. 600, that's only 1,063 people buying 20 tickets a day. That's it. Minimum, right? So what would that do for the whole SHIB network? That would set them on fire, because they would start to see this. Okay, it's constantly, but it won't happen that way, right? What's going to happen is it might do, well, right now we're not doing anything. So we're not doing a thing. So we can't really say what we can do in the future when we don't do it. But I would suspect that once people start catching on to it, they would start piling into it very, very, very quickly. And they would take advantage of the raffle because it gives them that chance to make money. And as soon as they see the reduction in SHIB circulating supply, give them that chance to actually see it being burned. And that they took part in the raffle. So they helped with the reduction and helped them gain in value. So I'm thinking that that would be a massive win-win-win-win-win situation for the entire world. And then we would see this massive explosion in SHIB, because it would finally get to the realization that, hey, this is actually happening. This is actually happening where everybody has a chance to make an enormous amount of money. And that's what we're trying to tell them. And that's what we're trying to sell everybody on was, yes, you're going to make enormous sums of money in SHIB. And why no one has ever told anyone about it is beyond me. And why someone's trying to sell you something when they know it's adding value constantly is beyond me. It just doesn't make any sense. And why we only have 3 people on right now, again, makes zero sense to me. But it is what it is. Thanks, everybody, for coming. I'm Will, your host. We're going to rock you out. And thank you so much for paying attention and what was going on. And did you have some fun? I had some fun. This was fun. We talked about we talked about a lot of things. We didn't talk about, the main focus was predictions. We love predictions, eh, Jason? Jason, predictions are so much fun. Talking about 5 years down the road. People can't even concentrate what's down the road for 2 days without something going on in the marketplace. I mean, it's just hilarious, right? It's like you gotta laugh. Come on. It's funny. It's sick, but it's funny. Yeah, predictions. I love predictions, especially when it comes to stuff that's constantly adding value, and then someone wants to underrate that value. Knock your socks off. The fact that it hasn't taken off yet is because of those yo-yos sitting behind a desk trying to think of something they could come up with that going to appease the marketplaces. It's just funny. That's all. It's just hilarious. It's like betting on a roulette game. It's black. It's red. I'm going to bet it's green. You know your odds of winning at green are, and green comes up. 0 or 00 on the roulette table, right? It's just that funny. The only thing that was ever that funny that I thought was funny, and maybe you guys are wrong, but if everyone watched The Big Short, and the guy looks at them and says, "Oh, you know the CDOs? Well, we have synthetic CDOs." What? Synthetic CDOs? Yeah. So they're betting someone's going to make their mortgage payment or not. And they have an 80% chance of paying their mortgage payment this month. So they're betting whether or not, and then the rest of them are following suit with it. So you have banks betting on banks if someone's going to make their mortgage payments. And you wonder why it fell apart in 2008, 2007. You come on, you have to laugh. That is funny. I'm making so much money. What are your chances of getting it wrong? Or I don't know. Make that face, right? They're scared crapless because you can't believe what's going on. SHIB is the king when it comes to adding value. I just wish people could see it. Been posting it for over a year. It'll catch on. And when it does, it's going to skyrocket. This is what the raffle is supposed to do for us, is make sure that SHIB takes off in one direction, straight up. 350 billion, my friends. $350 billion market cap. So you do the math on it. We're at 7.2, 7.8 billion right now. So how much upside is that? 27 times. More than 10, right? 10 times would be what? 7? 70 billion? $20 times would be 140. You got another twice that. So God bless each and every one of you. Jesus loves you. And make sure that you peace out, everybody. Make sure you love your neighbor and take good care of each other and yourselves. And have a great and wonderful evening. And this is your Sunday broadcast from the SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle. Saying salute. God bless each and every one of you. Have a great and wonderful. We had a great and wonderful show for you. So this one was funny. I hope that everybody laughed because it's hilarious on market conditions. And if you haven't watched what's happening in the U.S., hey, Jason, in Oklahoma, massive love shout out to Oklahoma, by the way. Massive love shout out to Jason and friends and family. Massive love shout out to everybody there in Oklahoma. And thanks for coming in and tuning into another great and wonderful evening. And yes, tomorrow should be more fun because we'll actually have something to talk about besides nonsense, which is predictions, in my personal opinion. But nonsense leads to funniness and silliness in all regard. But it is what it is. And it is time to say good night to everybody and have a great and wonderful evening or good morning in the Philippines and have a great and pleasant, wonderful day. Cheers, everybody. Bye for now. Adios, amigos. We're still having technical difficulties. Woo! Good night. God bless. Take care.